Hello my dear students. So today in this chapter respiration and energy transfer, we will study about anaerobic respiration. Fine. Anaerobic respiration is when the respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. So here anaerobic respiration involves glycolysis, decarboxylation and reduction. 3 steps. Now here you can see the diagrammatic representation of the anaerobic respiration. The first one is the glycolysis. As you all know, glycolysis is nothing but the conversion of glucose into the pyruvic acid, isn't it? So this glucose will convert into pyruvic acid. And this is also called as EMP pathway, isn't it? And this occurs in the cytoplasm. It is similar to the aerobic respiration. Now during this glycolysis, that glucose is broken down into two molecules of pyruvic acid with the formation of, here you can see two ATP molecules and two NADH2. Then they form the 2-pyruvic acid. This step is called glycolysis. Now the next step is the decarboxylation. Now here pyruvic acid or the pyruvate will undergo decarboxylation. Here you can see carbon dioxide is released. Okay. It occurs in the presence of this step. Decarboxylation takes place in the presence of enzyme pyruvate decarboxylase to give acetaldehyde. Okay. Now here this acetaldehyde we got it. Now the next step is the reduction. Now this acetaldehyde is reduced to ethyl alcohol, okay, by the reduced coenzyme NADH2. This one with the help of, you can see here, with the help of this NADH2, it will reduced into the ethyl alcohol, that's acetaldehyde. And the reaction, this reaction from acetaldehyde to ethyl alcohol occurs in presence of enzyme dehydrogenase in the presence of enzyme dehydrogenase. NADH2 is oxidized to NAD, and this conversion from acetaldehyde to ethyl alcohol takes place in the presence of enzyme dehydrogenase. So this is all about the anaerobic respiration. Fine. Now the next subtopic is respiratory quotient, that is also called as RQ. Now what is this respiratory quotient? Here the ratio of volume of CO2 evolved to the volume of oxygen consumed in respiration is called respiratory quotient. So volume of carbon dioxide evolved to the volume of oxygen consumed. In the case of carbohydrate, means respiratory quotient when we are taking the carbohydrate as the respiratory substrate, this one. So here in this case RQ, that is respiratory quotient, will be 1 because volume of carbon dioxide evolved is equal to the volume of oxygen consumed. So that's why the RQ of carbohydrate is 1. Fine. Now if we are taking the substrate, that is fat or the protein, so RQ for fat and protein is always less than 1. So for the fat, the RQ respiratory quotient will be 0.7 and for protein the RQ will be 0.9. So when we are taking the respiratory substrate as a fat and the protein, the respiratory quotient will be for the fat is 0.7 and for protein 0.9. Now in case of anaerobic respiration, in this case respiratory quotient will always be infinity. Why? Because here carbon dioxide evolved is always without taking the oxygen. That's why in the case of anaerobic respiration, respiratory quotient will be infinity. So this question usually in the board exam they ask for 1 or 2 marks. So this is all about the respiratory quotient. And what is respiratory quotient? That the ratio of volume of carbon dioxide evolved to the volume of oxygen consumed in respiration. Now the last part is significance of respiration. Now here the first one, that respiration process that provides energy for biosynthesis of cellular materials such as carbohydrate, protein, fats, lipids, vitamins, pigments, etc. Fine. Next, it also it also is the source of energy for cell division, for growth, for repair, replacement of worn out parts, movements and locomotion. Third one, that various intermediates of Krebs cycles are used as the building block for the synthesis of other complex compounds. This is also the significance of respiration. The next one is when this respiration is coupled with photosynthesis. So it helps to maintain the balance between carbon dioxide and oxygen in the atmosphere. So together the photosynthesis and respiration, they maintain the balance. The next one is the anaerobic respiration. Is used in various industries such as dairy industries, bakeries, leather industry, paper industries, etc. And it is also used in the commercial production of alcohol, antibiotics, organic acids, vitamins, etc. So commercial production also. For this commercial production, the anaerobic respiration is helpful. So these are the significance of respiration. So in this way, this chapter is over. Thank you.